I'm Howard Fauntroy, the pastor of the First Baptist Institutional Church. One of our big concerns was our bill seemed to be much higher than normal in terms of this past year. So DTE was demanding a large sum of money from the First Baptist Institutional Church. And we were in contact with the Michigan Public Service Commission. And the Public Service Commission asked that DTE come out to make sure that they checked our meters to ensure that we were using the amount of energy that they said that we were using. One of the first things that we found out was that many of the bills were estimated bills, so the bills were not exact bills. The other thing that we found out that was a big concern to us was that our meter was completely wrong. The meter was not working properly, which raised the question, well, when did our meter break? When did it stop working properly? So that also was one of the reasons given in terms of our extremely high bill. But the other thing that the Public Service Commission pointed out was that our church had been paying taxes on both our gas and our electricity. And of course, nonprofits and 501c3s are not supposed to be paying taxes on Michigan sales taxes. And one of the things that was extraordinary in terms of that, we found that our bill, due to the payment of those taxes, we, of course, went back to DTE and they had to refund us after we verified that we were a nonprofit and a church. We've been a nonprofit for 93 years, but they had to give us in excess of $14,000 back in terms of our sales taxes paid on the gas and the electricity. Well, if they're doing this to 93-year-old churches like First Baptist, the greater issue is, my goodness, what are they doing to the regular consumer, the members of our churches? As soon as we came to this understanding about First Baptist paying the sales taxes it shouldn't have been paying, the estimated bills, as well as, of course, our meter being totally wrong, we sent out a letter to many of the churches in the metropolitan area of Detroit, letting them know about our having to do that. We also spoke with the Metropolitan District Association. It is an interfaith council made of churches, synagogues, and temples throughout the metropolitan Detroit area. We spoke to the executive director of that particular organization, and when they found out that we had been paying higher bills than we should have because of the estimated bills and because of the sales taxes and because of the faulty meter, the executive director said, Pastor Fauntroy, we want you to speak to our executive board in September to let us know to speak to us directly as to how we might better address these issues and let the 1,700 faith communities that are part of our council know what's been taking place and what's going on. It's very, very important for us to take a closer look at what they're doing to our individual members, the regular citizens living throughout, of course, the city of Detroit and the state of Michigan, who, especially those golden agers, for example, who may not ask the utilities, is my bill right? Who may be paying estimated readings, who might have meters that are not operating properly. But also, one of the biggest issues is back in 2006, a law was passed that allowed public utilities to attach people's payment history to their credit rating. We are one of only 2 states in the United States of America that does that. Certainly, that is, no other state does it because they figure public utilities, everybody needs to make use of the public utilities. They're public services. So we're not going to connect that to one's credit history. But Michigan is one of 2 states that does. And it's very, very important to share with the other interfaith communities that we really need to try to repeal that law that is connecting, of course, people's payment history to their utilities with their, of course, credit history. The terrifying aspect of that is that many people have lost their jobs to no fault of their own. We think about all the auto workers who have lost their jobs and other automobile affiliated workers who have lost their jobs, who lost those jobs to no fault of their own, who are not able to pay their bills. And yet, that their credit rating is being connected to their ability to pay their public service utilities. And that is terrible, and certainly we want to repeal that law as quickly as possible. Certainly for people who want more information concerning the initiative that we're taking against the public utilities, certainly we encourage you to contact us here at First Baptist. Contact us online at FBIConline.org, or you can contact us at the First Baptist Institutional Church by telephone, 313-838-0166. Also, there is going to be a meeting that's going to be taking place on Monday, September 20th. It's taking place in connection with the Metropolitan Christian Council of Churches. It's going to be held at the Haddon House, located at 4750 Woodward Avenue, Detroit, Michigan, 48201. That's going to be taking place on Monday, September 20th, starting at 10 o'clock a.m. Once again, that's going to be taking place at the Haddon House, located at 4750 Woodward Avenue, Detroit, Michigan, 48201, 10 o'clock a.m., Monday, September 20th.